You begin by closing your eyes, letting your breath settle into a slow, measured rhythm. With each inhale, your body expands gently, like a balloon filled with quiet curiosity, and with each exhale, you release the weight of the day, leaving only space and thought. Above you, the night sky stretches infinitely, a velvet expanse scattered with the faint glimmer of countless suns, each a distant beacon of light, each a story traveling for years to reach your eyes. You imagine yourself as a silent observer, suspended in this cosmic ocean. Each star feels not just like a point of light, but as if it carries a whisper of time itself. The space between them is vast, unfathomably vast, yet you do not feel small. Instead, you feel part of something expansive and gentle, as if the universe is inviting you to pause, to breathe, to notice the subtle cadence of cosmic stillness. Distances in the universe are measured in light years, a term that seems abstract, yet it becomes tender and tangible in your imagination. A light year is the distance light travels in a single year, nearly 10 trillion kilometers. You picture a single photon leaving a star in the distant Orion arm of the Milky Way, moving silently, unwaveringly, until it brushes your eye. For you, the journey of that tiny particle is effortless and graceful, gliding across unimaginable expanses. You imagine joining it, floating alongside light, weightless and unhurried. As you drift in this quiet reverie, you sense the slow pulse of time itself. Each second stretches like a wave moving across the sea of stars. You feel the stillness in your own body, echoing the calm of space. In this moment, the universe is not distant or hostile. It is patient, soft, and welcoming. You sense the gentle tug of gravity far away, shaping galaxies and solar systems in slow, deliberate motion. Yet here, in the quiet of your mind, there is only peace. You notice how your thoughts naturally begin to wander through the cosmic distances. Between your mind and the stars, you measure light years not with numbers, but with intuition. You imagine the journey of a single photon from a red giant star, taking hundreds of years to arrive, crossing dark voids where nothing stirs, save for the faint whisper of cosmic radiation. Each of these journeys carries history, memory, and warmth, reaching you as a soft, glimmering reminder that even in silence, the universe communicates. Time and space feel pliable here, expanding and contracting in your imagination. You drift further, letting your awareness stretch beyond familiar horizons. You picture neighboring stars orbiting their unseen centers, planets circling patiently, moons gliding with quiet devotion. And beyond them, the vast reaches of interstellar space open like a calm ocean, stretching endlessly toward the outer edges of the galaxy. You feel the serene hum of this order, a rhythm without sound, yet profoundly felt. As you float through these imagined distances, you realize that emptiness is not absence, but a gentle canvas for thought. The space between stars is filled with soft particles, the wisps of gas and dust that slowly coalesce to form future suns and worlds. Even in the deepest darkness, there is potential, a quiet creativity at work, weaving the fabric of galaxies and nebulae. Your mind lingers on this, marveling at the patience of the cosmos, the slow unfolding of all things over millions and billions of years. Your heartbeat begins to sync with this vast rhythm, slow and steady. With each beat, you feel more attuned to the silence, more immersed in the calm vastness. You sense the gentle layering of time and distance, how a star that died long ago still sends light toward you, a message across eons, a soft and enduring reminder that nothing is truly lost. You float, carried by thought, by curiosity, by a quiet longing to touch what cannot be touched. You imagine reaching out to measure these distances not with rulers, but with awareness. Each star is a gentle note in a silent symphony, each light year a pause between them. You feel the weightlessness of the journey, the soft hum of the universe beneath your mind, and the slow revelation that space is not empty. It is profound, patient, and infinitely nurturing. You take this in, letting your awareness stretch without strain, each thought a small, luminous step across the cosmic ocean. As your mind drifts, the edges of Andromeda begin to appear in your imagination, a distant spiral waiting far beyond the stars you can count. You sense its pull, subtle and unhurried, like a whisper on the wind, inviting you to explore what lies beyond the quiet of your current horizon. The thought excites you, yet does not disturb your peace. It is a soft curiosity, a gentle question hovering in the stillness, asking what it would feel like to journey even further. And so, in the quiet of cosmic distances, your journey begins not with motion, but with observation, with wonder, with a soft acknowledgement that even the largest expanses can be felt intimately when approached with patience and attention. You rest in this stillness, aware that light and time are your companions, and that the first step of any voyage is simply to notice the vastness, to let it enter your mind and settle, like a gentle tide washing over smooth stones. In this calm, you prepare for the next thought, the next question, as the silent travelers of light beckon softly, hinting at journeys faster than your mind can yet fully grasp, toward mysteries that await just beyond the horizon of your imagination. You begin by noticing the light that surrounds you, not just the stars, but every faint shimmer and glimmer that slips into your vision. Each ray is a traveler, moving tirelessly across the vast reaches of space, carrying with it fragments of distant worlds and ancient suns. You imagine the speed at which it moves, 300,000 kilometers per second. So fast that in a single heartbeat, it could circle the Earth 7 times. And yet, this immense speed feels gentle here, effortless, like water flowing silently along a stream. You picture the journey of a single photon, born from a sun millions of kilometers away. It leaves its star as if nudged into existence by an unseen hand, embarking on a voyage through the void. Along the way, it passes clouds of interstellar dust, drifts past distant planets, and weaves between the light years like a soft thread through a vast tapestry. You sense that you could follow it, floating beside it, feeling neither weight nor rush, as the universe stretches in both directions, behind and ahead in infinite calm. Time begins to feel different here. Seconds, minutes, and hours lose their usual measure as you drift alongside these eternal travelers. Light carries with it a history that predates your own existence, whispering of events that occurred long before your first breath. A photon reaching your eye now may have begun its journey before your city was built, before the mountains took their current shape, before your ancestors first walked the earth. You feel a quiet awe, realizing that seeing light is like listening to a story written in time. As you float in this imagination, you notice how distance softens into thought. A light year, which sounds enormous, becomes a pathway, a gentle corridor along which photons glide. You begin to sense the rhythm of these travelers, the silent pulse that carries energy across the void, unseen but profoundly real. Each photon is a messenger, each ray a bridge between here and there, between now and long ago, between your mind and the galaxies that beckon in the distance. You start to visualize the cosmic sea around you. Nebulae form like clouds of glowing mist, their colors shifting gently as starlight passes through. These clouds do not impede the light but bend it slightly, scatter it softly, giving texture and depth to the journey. You imagine moving through these glowing waves, weightless, allowing the patterns of light to fold around you like a cloak. Each movement is quiet, each shift in direction measured and deliberate, yet completely effortless. The universe itself feels alive in this moment. You sense that every photon is a participant in a vast dance, a gentle interplay of energy and space, shaping the very structure of galaxies and cosmic webs. Light is not just a passive observer. It is an actor in the ongoing story of creation, carrying heat, color, and information across unimaginable distances. You feel a deep connection, as if your own consciousness is part of this flow, drifting in rhythm with the ancient travelers of light. You become aware of the variety of light surrounding you. There is visible light, the familiar glow that your eyes perceive, but also infrared, ultraviolet, X-rays, and gamma rays, moving silently through the void. Each type carries a different message. Heat from newborn stars, remnants of dying suns, echoes of explosive events long past. You imagine reaching out and feeling the warmth of infrared light, or sensing the intensity of gamma rays, not as danger, but as subtle energy, soft and distant, like the gentle pressure of a summer breeze on your skin. The passage of light also brings the concept of distance into sharper relief. You realize that seeing a star is a form of time travel, a soft bridging of now with then. Andromeda, the nearest spiral galaxy beyond the Milky Way, sends light that has traveled 2.5 million years. Each photon that reaches you has been journeying for millennia, uninterrupted, unhurried, a quiet messenger from a galaxy far away. You feel the gentle tension between this immense scale and your own human perception, and yet, strangely, it is comforting. Time is expansive, and yet here, it can be held in your mind like a soft, luminous thread. You let your awareness expand, imagining riding alongside these photons as they cross vast voids. The emptiness does not feel cold. It feels like soft silk, smooth and unresisting, a medium in which light can move without friction. You imagine drifting past clouds of gas, silent magnetic fields, and the faint gravitational tugs of distant stars. Every influence is subtle, barely perceptible, yet shaping the journey in slow, deliberate patterns. You feel your mind attuned to this gentle choreography, flowing with the light rather than resisting it. You notice that light has a voice, if only you are quiet enough to hear it. It speaks in patterns, in colors, in the way it bends and scatters, carrying information about the birth, life, and death of stars. You imagine listening closely, interpreting the faint whispers, and realizing that even across vast emptiness, communication is possible. The universe is not silent. It hums softly, and your mind, relaxed and open, becomes part of this cosmic symphony. Your body remains still, but your imagination moves endlessly, tracing paths of photons from distant suns to your own perception. You feel the intimacy of this journey, the gentle closeness that comes from sharing a path with something so ancient, so enduring. Light becomes more than a concept. It is a companion, a guide, a thread connecting you to galaxies that your eyes cannot yet see. You sense the vastness of space without feeling lost, held in the gentle rhythm of the universe's pulse. And as you drift further into this calm awareness, the thought of moving alongside light brings new questions. What would it feel like to travel with it, to let your consciousness glide through the void at its extraordinary speed, seeing history unfold in a continuous stream of illumination? This question lingers softly, a gentle tug at your curiosity, guiding you to the next step in your journey. You begin by letting your thoughts drift naturally toward Andromeda, a galaxy vast and familiar in shape, yet distant in reality. Even though it lies more than 2.5 million light-years away, in your mind it seems close enough to explore gently, as if distance is a soft fabric you can fold with attention. You feel the quiet anticipation building, not in the urgency of reaching, but in the calm curiosity of imagining what lies along the way. The path to Andromeda is not measured by steps or speed, but by observation, reflection, and the patient unfolding of your awareness. You picture the road stretching across the cosmos, a corridor of darkness sprinkled with starlight. Each light year is a small journey, a quiet bridge between here and there, a measure not of distance alone, but of the time it takes for light to travel. You imagine following a single ray of light from the edge of Andromeda, watching it drift silently toward you. In your mind, you move alongside it, weightless, gliding effortlessly through the emptiness, noticing the soft pull of gravity from distant galaxies, subtle yet persistent. As you drift, you begin to see the structure of the cosmic path. Interstellar space is not empty, but filled with gentle waves of gas, sparse clouds of dust, and faint magnetic currents. You imagine these as the universe's slow breath, invisible but deeply present, shaping the journey without obstruction. Even the darkness itself feels alive, not cold or threatening, but a comforting vastness that allows your mind to wander freely, to stretch, to imagine. Each moment becomes a soft meditation, every thought a gentle step along the corridor of time and space. You let your mind explore the idea of time along this journey. Each light year represents a year for a photon traveling at light speed, a quiet measure of the universe's patience. Andromeda's light, traveling these millions of years, carries with it stories of stars being born and dying, of nebulae forming clouds of potential future suns, of planets circling patiently in the quiet of empty space. You imagine that you are a silent observer of this unfolding, aware that to see Andromeda is also to glimpse its past, to witness history written in light. You feel the calm paradox of distance and intimacy. Though Andromeda lies millions of light-years away, each photon that will eventually reach you already exists along your imagined path. In this way, the journey is not about moving faster or farther. It is about aligning your awareness with the natural flow of light and time. You sense the gentle rhythm of the universe, an ebb and flow that carries you forward without effort. And in this rhythm, you feel present, connected, and quietly excited. Your imagination begins to fill in the texture of the road itself. You see faint, glimmering stars drifting past, each a tiny point of light marking the slow passage of space. Clouds of gas form subtle wisps along the way, sometimes illuminated by a star you cannot yet name. You feel the vast emptiness around these structures, and yet within it, there is life, slow, patient, luminous. You sense the scales involved, how every movement in this quiet corridor occurs over time spans far beyond human comprehension. Yet here, in your mind, they unfold softly, rhythmically, beautifully. You begin to notice the gravitational currents along the path. Though invisible, they guide the motion of stars and galaxies, creating a gentle, almost imperceptible sway in the cosmic fabric. You imagine drifting in these currents, allowing them to shape your course naturally. There is no need to push, no need to rush. Gravity itself offers direction, moving you forward with the ease of a leaf carried along a slow river. The corridor to Andromeda is not empty, but alive with these subtle forces, and you feel their quiet encouragement as you journey. Time feels pliable here, stretching and folding like soft cloth under your awareness. You understand that traveling at light speed would collapse much of the distance from your perspective, yet your mind takes a different approach. You are not racing. You are observing, reflecting, and gently imagining each star along the way. You notice how different regions of space have their own character. Clusters of young stars shining brightly, older regions tinged with redder, fading light, and dark patches where dust and gas drift silently. You move among these textures with calm attention, noticing patterns without expectation, absorbing the stillness. As you progress, Andromeda begins to appear in your imagination as a spiral of faint light, curling gracefully around an unseen center. Its arms stretch outward, filled with stars and clouds, creating a gentle, mesmerizing pattern. You feel the subtle pull of anticipation, not as urgency, but as the quiet thrill of recognition, the sensation of approaching a familiar yet mysterious place. You imagine the galaxy in motion, spinning slowly, as if breathing in rhythm with the universe itself, and you are part of that rhythm, drifting along its edge, observing without interruption. You notice how your perception of the journey has changed. Distance is no longer intimidating. It is a gentle expanse to navigate with thought and attention. The road to Andromeda is not a line on a map but a corridor of reflection, a space where patience, curiosity, and wonder flow together. You sense that each light year is an opportunity to notice, to feel, to understand, and the enormity of space no longer feels overwhelming. Instead, it is inviting, tender, and profoundly calming. In this soft focus, you begin to imagine what arrival might feel like, not as a destination to reach in haste, but as a deeper immersion into a place where stars, gas, and dust converge in patterns that have persisted for millions of years. The thought lingers gently in your mind. What will it feel like to witness Andromeda fully, to float among its arms, to sense the slow pulse of its stars? And yet, the answer does not rush toward you. It waits, quietly, in the space between thought and imagination, a patient promise. And so, you continue along the road to Andromeda, carried by curiosity and light, aware of the vastness surrounding you, yet comforted by the gentle rhythm of space. The journey is both a passage through emptiness and a meditation on time, a quiet preparation for the next step, when the boundaries between here and there begin to blur, and the galaxy itself begins to unfold before your mind. You close your eyes and let your awareness rest on the concept of time, noticing how it usually flows steadily, tick by tick, second by second. But here, in the vastness between galaxies, time feels different. It stretches, it bends, it folds over itself in quiet, imperceptible ways. You imagine moving alongside light, racing across the cosmic ocean, and realize that the universe itself behaves differently at such speeds. Seconds are no longer uniform. They become pliable, malleable, like soft clay in your hands, ready to be shaped by perception. The theory of relativity gently unfolds in your mind. You understand that when you travel near light speed, time dilates, slows down relative to distant observers. A journey that would take millions of years for someone far away might feel like moments to your consciousness. You picture yourself gliding silently across the void, aware of stars rushing past, yet experiencing time with infinite softness. Each heartbeat stretches, each breath lingers, and your mind floats in this altered rhythm, a passenger in a cosmic tide. You notice how this perception transforms your awareness. The past and future feel less separate. The present extends into a vast, flowing expanse. You feel the moments of your journey accumulating not as numbers on a clock, but as gentle waves of experience, each one caressing the edges of your attention. The concept of now becomes expansive, a space in which you can explore galaxies, dance with light, and feel the pulse of the universe as intimately as your own heartbeat. You imagine the photons that carry Andromeda's light toward you. They have traveled for millions of years, and yet, when they meet your eyes, all that time collapses into a single moment. You sense the wonder of this collapse, the quiet magic of a universe where time and space are not rigid but fluid. You imagine yourself riding alongside those photons, sharing their journey, feeling the softness of their passage as they traverse emptiness with tireless grace. In this way, time is not a limit. It is a companion, carrying you gently toward distant wonders. The elasticity of time encourages reflection. You think about events along the way, stars being born in swirling clouds of gas, others quietly dimming into white dwarfs, ancient supernovae scattering elements that will someday form new worlds. Each of these moments exists simultaneously in the light reaching you, and yet your mind can experience them in a flowing, continuous present. You feel a calm delight in this, the sensation that every instant is a universe unto itself, and that you are floating within these instants, not separate but woven into their rhythm. Your mind begins to notice the subtle differences in speed and perception. As you drift through regions of space influenced by gravity, time itself is affected. Strong gravitational fields slow its passage, just as traveling at near light speed does. You picture passing near a massive star, feeling the fabric of space-time curve subtly, stretching the moments of your journey. It is as if the universe is whispering to you, reminding you that motion and gravity, light and time, are threads of the same gentle tapestry. The sensation is meditative. You feel your thoughts slowing to match the soft expansion of time. The stress of measurement, the need to count seconds or calculate distances, drifts away. You realize that to observe the universe in this way is to participate in its rhythms, to move with it rather than against it. The mind becomes a sail catching the currents of space-time, drifting silently, weightless, aligned with the pulse of cosmic order. You notice the contrast between this cosmic rhythm and the familiar pace of life on Earth. There, seconds are strict, hours finite, time measured in clocks and calendars. Here, between galaxies, time flows as a river, sometimes rapid, sometimes broad and slow, carrying everything with a soft, continuous momentum. You sense a kind of freedom in this flow, an openness that allows your imagination to move effortlessly across millions of years, brushing past galaxies, stars, and nebulae without strain. As your awareness deepens, you start to imagine what it would feel like to traverse the space between Andromeda and the Milky Way at light speed. You see yourself gliding through emptiness, each second stretching into eternity, each heartbeat aligning with the motion of light itself. You imagine moments folding together, past and present entwined, until the journey is no longer a passage from one place to another, but a continuous exploration of patterns, rhythms, and subtle harmonies. In this quiet contemplation, you feel the merging of perception and experience. You sense that time, usually a rigid measure, becomes an expansive companion, a soft guide that shapes how you feel space, distance, and light. You notice how this gentle understanding brings a serenity, a deep relaxation in your mind, as if by aligning with the universe's rhythms you are learning its quiet secrets. Every star, every photon, every drift of gravity contributes to this serene unfolding. The thought lingers, if time can stretch and bend, what does that mean for the journey ahead? How will your perception continue to change as you draw closer to Andromeda? Riding alongside light, guided by gravity, suspended in a present that contains both past and future. You do not need an answer yet. Instead, you allow yourself to float in this awareness, noticing the softness of moments, the calm of expanses, and the gentle flow of light that carries stories across millions of years. And as you rest in this quiet reflection, a subtle question rises. What would it feel like to arrive, to enter Andromeda itself, where time, space, and light intertwine in ways you can only begin to imagine? The answer does not press forward. It waits softly, like a distant star just coming into view, ready to guide your mind into the next phase of the journey. You notice the darkness first as a presence rather than a void. It stretches around you, enveloping every thought and sensation with a soft, infinite calm. It is not blackness in the sense of emptiness. It is a gentle expanse, a quiet canvas upon which the light of distant stars can shimmer with purpose. You allow yourself to drift into this darkness, feeling neither fear nor loneliness, only the soft invitation to relax, observe, and explore in stillness. The darkness is a companion, not an absence. You sense subtle details, patterns, and movements you might have overlooked if the light were overwhelming. There are stars whose glow is faint and subtle, so far away that they appear as tiny sparks scattered across a vast, silent field. Between them, your mind notices the empty spaces, spaces that seem immense, yet not barren. These gaps hold the potential for discovery, for reflection, for imagination. They are as important as the stars themselves, for without silence, sound could not exist. Without darkness, light could not shine. You drift deeper into this quiet, feeling it wrap around your consciousness like a soft blanket. The darkness soothes you, encouraging your thoughts to slow, your mind to expand gently. You sense the vast distances between objects, yet they no longer feel isolating. Each light year becomes a gentle step, each empty region a pause in the rhythm of the cosmos. In this emptiness, you find space for curiosity, for wonder, for gentle contemplation of the universe's infinite scale. Even within the darkness, you begin to notice motion. Clouds of gas drift slowly, imperceptibly, their forms shaping future stars and planetary systems. Gravity tugs at distant galaxies, stretching and curving the void with subtle persistence. You imagine these movements as slow, meditative dances, invisible to the eye but present in the rhythm of space itself. There is no rush, no urgency. Each motion is deliberate, calm, and patient. You float among it, weightless, attuned to the quiet pulse of the cosmos. The interplay of light and shadow becomes clear. Faint glimmers from stars, nebulae, and distant galaxies punctuate the darkness, appearing and disappearing as if breathing softly. You notice that even the void is not entirely empty. It carries particles, radiation, and fields that weave through space silently. These invisible threads shape the journey of photons, subtly guiding them across unimaginable distances. You imagine floating alongside them, feeling the intricate dance between presence and absence, between light and the darkness that gives it meaning. As you move, your perception begins to shift. You start to feel the darkness not as nothingness, but as an expansive medium, a receptive space that allows the universe's wonders to emerge gently. You notice that your own mind mirrors this stillness, thoughts slowing, awareness expanding. The emptiness is not a barrier. It is a bridge. It allows your imagination to stretch beyond familiar limits, carrying you alongside light, alongside time, into the quiet depths of interstellar space. You reflect on the idea that emptiness has its own richness. between stars, in the vast gaps where nothing seems to exist. There is subtle energy, remnants of ancient explosions, drifting clouds of hydrogen and helium, the seeds of future suns. You sense these hidden layers of the cosmos as a soft undercurrent beneath the visible, a quiet presence that reminds you that even apparent emptiness is alive with possibility. The universe is never truly still. It moves and breathes in slow, imperceptible rhythms. The darkness invites introspection. You notice how small your everyday worries seem when viewed against the backdrop of space. Here, in this quiet, you feel the freedom to let go of urgency, to release the pull of time measured in hours or days. You are suspended in a present that is at once vast and intimate, aware of your place in the cosmos without the need to grasp or measure it. Each thought, each heartbeat, becomes a gentle echo of the universe's rhythm, a soft reflection of the infinite calm around you. You imagine drifting closer to the faint light of distant stars, each one a sun in its own right, some with planets orbiting in quiet devotion. Their light has traveled for thousands or millions of years, arriving just to brush against your perception. You sense the patience of these travelers, their stories encoded in photons, quietly unfolding in your awareness. In the darkness, light is precious, delicate, and profound. It guides you gently, illuminating the contours of a universe that is otherwise unseen, teaching you that presence is often more important than movement. The further you move, the more you feel the rhythm of the universe as a lullaby. Dark spaces alternate with soft glows, and each shift is gentle, almost imperceptible. You feel your mind syncing with this rhythm, thoughts slowing into long, soft waves that roll across consciousness like calm tides. The journey becomes less about counting light years and more about noticing patterns, breathing with the cosmos, and letting your awareness expand into the gentle enormity of space. And yet, in this vast darkness, you sense the quiet pull of Andromeda ahead, distant yet perceptible. Its light will reach you eventually, carrying its spiral arms, its clusters of stars, and the slow rhythm of a galaxy in motion. The darkness is no longer just a space between. It is the gentle prelude to the presence that awaits, a soft corridor through which the universe's secrets will gradually unfold. You feel anticipation, but it is calm and meditative, a quiet awareness that something magnificent lies just beyond the black expanse. You notice how the journey in darkness teaches patience. It shows you that not every step must be seen or measured to be meaningful. Sometimes the value lies in the space itself, the quiet observation, the gentle immersion in what is present but unseen. You feel that the universe, in its patient vastness, mirrors the pace of your own mind when it is calm, unhurried, and open to wonder. You sense that the embrace of darkness is a gift, a quiet teacher guiding you toward deeper understanding. As you float in this gentle void, your mind remains alert yet relaxed, observing, feeling, and expanding. The silence teaches you that the journey is not solely about reaching Andromeda, but about moving through space with awareness, noticing the invisible currents of energy, the subtle tug of gravity, and the delicate glow of distant suns. You feel a deep connection to this vastness, a sense of belonging in the slow unfolding of the cosmos. And so, you drift onward, embraced by darkness, cradled by the quiet immensity of space, ready to notice the gentle currents of energy and waves of light that will accompany you on the next leg of your journey. You notice the universe differently now, not merely as a collection of stars and galaxies, but as a vast sea of energy flowing in endless waves. Each photon, each particle of radiation, each subtle vibration becomes a quiet pulse, moving through space in patterns that are intricate yet serene. You imagine drifting alongside these waves, weightless, allowing yourself to feel their rhythm as if the cosmos itself were breathing in long, gentle cycles. There is no rush, no urgency, only motion, soft and constant. The light that has traveled millions of years carries with it information, energy encoded in color, frequency, and intensity. You sense the subtle hum of these photons as they glide past your awareness. Some glow with the warmth of a red giant, soft and lingering. Others shimmer with the intense energy of a young, hot star, sharp but distant. Each wave tells a story, revealing the quiet dynamics of the universe, and you float among them, absorbing the gentle narratives of creation and change. Energy appears not only as light but in forms unseen by ordinary eyes. Infrared radiation hums softly with warmth from distant stars. Ultraviolet light traces the edges of nebulae, revealing patterns that are invisible until noticed. X-rays and gamma rays, remnants of violent explosions and black hole activity, pass silently, like whispers you can feel but not hear. Your mind adapts to these subtle presences, interpreting them as part of a grand, flowing symphony that stretches across space and time. You begin to perceive energy as waves, not just particles. These waves ripple through space, bending and stretching under the influence of gravity. You imagine gliding along these cosmic ripples, feeling their gentle undulations guide your motion, like riding long, invisible currents. Even in the emptiest regions, energy persists, moving silently, carrying traces of events that occurred millions or even billions of years ago. The emptiness itself seems to resonate, alive with motion too subtle to see but too real to ignore. Gravity and energy are intertwined. You notice how massive objects, stars, planets, and galaxies, bend the flow of energy, shaping waves of light and matter with invisible hands. These waves curve around massive bodies, sometimes stretching, sometimes compressing, like a vast, slow river responding to unseen tides. You imagine feeling these currents, drifting in alignment with them, weightless, aware of the soft guidance they offer. The universe becomes not a void, but a medium, a dynamic landscape of energy and motion. The waves of energy also carry temperature, warmth, and subtle pressure. Photons from a red supergiant may impart a faint glow of heat, while gamma rays carry sharp energy bursts, invisible yet perceptible in your imagination. You imagine reaching out with your mind and sensing these forces, letting them pass through your awareness gently, without resistance. Energy is not threatening. It is a soft companion, a guide illuminating the structure and motion of the cosmos in ways your senses alone cannot detect. You start to notice the interplay of waves over vast distances. Some reinforce each other, creating soft patterns of amplification. Others cancel, leaving regions of near silence. You imagine drifting through these patterns, letting the rise and fall of energy wash over you like gentle tides. Even in the vast emptiness between galaxies, you feel that the universe is alive with subtle motion, a symphony too slow to hear but perceptible in your quiet awareness. Each ripple, each pulse, becomes a rhythm you can align with, a meditation in motion. Time itself seems to expand as you move with these waves. Energy and light carry history, so that each ripple represents a past event, the birth of a star, a collision between particles, a supernova fading into the void. You realize that by drifting alongside these waves, you are tracing stories across eons, observing processes that unfold at cosmic speed and in patient silence. Your consciousness stretches with the motion, expanding to meet the scale of these rhythms, learning the gentle patience of the universe. You imagine the waves interacting with Andromeda. Its spiral arms are alive with energy, stars radiating heat and light, nebulae pulsing softly, and dark matter subtly guiding the motion of visible structures. The galaxy itself seems to breathe in slow, sweeping arcs, its energy flowing outward in soft currents that ripple through intergalactic space. You drift closer, feeling the gentle pull of these waves, and understand that the universe is not static, but a continuous dance of motion, energy, and form. The quiet awareness of energy changes your perception of distance. Each wave bridges space, connecting points across millions of light years. You sense the continuity of the cosmos, how events in one region resonate in another, however subtly. Even darkness carries motion, even emptiness vibrates with invisible presence. You feel that energy is the true language of the universe, softly speaking across time and space, and that by attuning your mind to it, you can sense the vastness not as a challenge but as a companionable, meditative experience. In this awareness, you begin to notice your own pulse syncing with the cosmic rhythm. Your breath, your heartbeat, and your attention flow with the gentle undulations of energy, creating a subtle harmony. The universe and your consciousness move together in quiet resonance, a soft, reflective dance. You sense that this connection is not metaphorical but real in the way your mind perceives and absorbs the motion around it. You are not separate from these waves. You are a quiet participant, riding their ebb and flow across space. And as you drift, you imagine the waves carrying messages from the distant past toward Andromeda and beyond. They are subtle guides, marking currents of light, streams of energy, and the slow passage of matter. You sense the continuity of it all, the persistent flow of forces across time and space, and feel a gentle anticipation. What will these waves reveal as you approach the galaxy itself? The answer is not urgent. It waits patiently in the motion, a soft invitation to observe, to feel, to merge awareness with the universe's subtle pulse. You notice gravity not as a force that pushes or pulls in abrupt ways, but as a gentle, pervasive presence that shapes the cosmos silently. It is a quiet current, almost imperceptible, yet unmistakably real. Even at the speed of light, gravity bends the path of your mind's journey, guiding your imagination through space with a soft inevitability. Stars, clusters, and galaxies are not static. They move with delicate choreography, tugged by each other's mass in ways that are slow, steady, and profoundly graceful. You imagine drifting alongside this invisible dance, feeling the pull without resistance. Gravity is patient. It does not demand, it invites. You sense its influence in the way stars cluster together, in the gentle curvature of light as it passes massive objects, and in the soft arcs of galactic arms stretching across interstellar space. You realize that motion in the universe is rarely abrupt. Most things flow along subtle currents, guided by the quiet architecture of mass and distance. As you travel, Andromeda's presence grows more tangible, and you feel its pull as a gentle guide. Its spiral arms curl softly, drawing you closer, not with urgency, but with the inevitability of its own rotation. Gravity shapes the paths of countless stars within it, orchestrating their motion over millions of years. You imagine floating alongside these stars, feeling the tug of the galaxy's core as it directs their slow, intricate orbits. The pull is firm yet tender, a quiet reassurance that everything has its place in the cosmic dance. You notice how gravity interacts with energy and light. Photons curve around massive bodies, bending their paths ever so slightly. You imagine following one of these photons as it arcs around a star or a cluster, tracing a delicate curve dictated by mass you cannot see. You feel that even in emptiness, gravity exists, shaping the passage of light, guiding your thoughts as you move deeper into the spiral embrace of Andromeda. The universe is not chaotic. It is a precise, patient symphony, flowing in ways that are visible only to those who watch with stillness. The pull of gravity encourages reflection. You realize that motion and stillness are intertwined, just as light and dark, space and mass, are inseparable. A star moves through space, yet its path is defined by the invisible scaffolding of gravity. You begin to sense your own journey in the same way. Each thought, each heartbeat, guided gently by forces unseen, unfolding without force or hurry. There is comfort in this, a quiet trust in the structure of the cosmos and in your ability to navigate it through observation and awareness. Gravity also teaches patience. You imagine the timescales involved. Stars orbiting for millions of years, galaxies merging over billions, black holes tugging silently at everything around them. The motions are immense, yet subtle, imperceptible in the short span of human attention. And yet, when you observe them mindfully, you feel the rhythm and the pattern, the gentle flow of influence extending across unimaginable distances. It is a meditation on scale, on the slow and deliberate movements of matter and energy. You sense how Andromeda itself is shaped by this gentle pull. Its core, dense with stars, directs the spiral arms, guiding them in a graceful rotation. Dust lanes and clusters follow the paths defined by gravity, weaving patterns that are both complex and serene. You float among these patterns, imagining how each star is part of a larger choreography, moving in a soft dialogue with countless neighbors. The galaxy is alive with motion, yet entirely peaceful, as if it moves only to sustain the quiet harmony of its existence. As you drift closer, the interaction between your imagined path and Andromeda's gravity becomes tangible. You feel the subtle tug, the gentle alignment of your trajectory with the galaxy's natural currents. It is as if the galaxy itself is welcoming you, inviting you to flow along with it. You notice that in this immense structure, every element follows a rhythm, a pulse that is slow but unmistakable. You sense the elegance of the universe, the way massive bodies, light, and space weave together to create a balance that is invisible but deeply perceptible. Gravity teaches humility. You realize that even the fastest motion is shaped by something larger, something patient and unseen. The pull of a galaxy or a cluster is gentle but inevitable, and you are part of that flow, moving with curiosity and calm. There is no need to rush, to measure, or to intervene. You can simply float, observing the interplay of forces, noticing how motion is guided without coercion. It is a lesson in patience, in presence, and in the quiet influence of the unseen. You imagine the stars you are approaching, carried by Andromeda's spiral currents. Each one hums with energy, orbiting its center in a slow, deliberate path. You notice the soft arcs they trace, the way gravity keeps them bound in delicate balance. You imagine yourself moving alongside these stars, floating weightless, attuned to their rhythm, and allowing the pull to guide you. There is a subtle joy in following this gentle current, a deepening calm as you synchronize your mind with the galaxy's own tempo. The interplay of motion and stillness continues to unfold. Gravity does not force a star to move. It provides the framework within which motion occurs naturally. You feel your mind mirroring this rhythm, thoughts and awareness expanding into the quiet spaces between impulses. Each pulse of attention becomes part of a larger flow, a cosmic ballet of influence and response. You sense that the journey itself is as important as the destination, that moving with awareness through these currents is a meditation on connection and presence. And as Andromeda draws nearer, its spiral arms opening to receive you, you feel a soft anticipation. The pull is not alarming, not dramatic. It is inevitable, gentle, a quiet invitation to enter and observe. You sense that your journey, guided by the invisible hands of gravity, has brought you to a threshold where understanding and presence meet. You are ready to move deeper into the galaxy, to witness its dialogue with other galaxies, its patterns of energy and motion, in ways both subtle and profound. You notice that galaxies are not solitary. Even in the vast emptiness of space, they interact, not with noise or haste, but in a quiet, persistent dialogue. Streams of stars stretch across voids like sentences, long and flowing, connecting one galaxy to another. Nebulae act as pauses, soft spaces that punctuate the conversation, allowing reflection, continuity, and rhythm. You drift along, sensing that this cosmic dialogue is older than your mind can fully comprehend, yet accessible if you slow down and listen with gentle awareness. Gravity, again, plays its subtle role. It is the underlying language of this conversation, shaping the words into sentences, the pauses into meaningful patterns. You imagine entire galaxies tugging at one another, drawing closer, curving, stretching, and weaving together in silent articulation. Collisions, mergers, tidal streams, and shared motion are the phrases through which the universe expresses itself, and your mind floats alongside these narratives, absorbing the calm and complexity of the story without need for urgency. The light emitted from each galaxy carries emotion without sound. You notice the soft warmth of older stars, speaking in mellow tones that stretch across millions of light years. Young, hot stars shine in sharper, brighter syllables, energetic bursts of dialogue that echo softly through space. You sense a balance in this speech, the maturity of ancient galaxies countering the enthusiasm of the young, creating a rhythm of energy, growth, and rest. The interplay of light, energy, and gravity becomes a language you can feel with your mind rather than hear with your ears. Nebulae, swirling clouds of gas and dust, are the pauses in the conversation. They are the breath between sentences, the soft places where ideas accumulate before emerging as new stars or clusters. You drift among these pauses, noticing the delicate patterns, the way colors and densities shift imperceptibly over time. These quiet spaces are necessary. They give context to the motions and light around them. You feel that the universe values reflection as much as expression, and you learn to match your awareness to this gentle pacing. You begin to perceive the cadence of galaxies as conversation. Some are closer together, whispering subtle messages through tidal forces, shared star streams, or interstellar gas. Others are more distant, their communication slower, carried across the void in the steady flight of photons. You notice that these conversations are patient. They unfold over millions of years, and yet, you can sense their flow in this meditative awareness. The universe is never silent. It speaks softly, inviting you to slow your thoughts and follow its rhythm. Streams of stars become literal sentences in this dialogue. You imagine them forming elegant arcs that trace the motion of galaxies, bending with gravity, connecting clusters, or forming bridges of light across voids. Each arc is intentional, as if the universe has a grammar of motion and energy that you can intuitively understand. You feel your mind drifting with these arcs, aligning with their soft curvature, allowing yourself to flow with the narrative rather than trying to interpret it analytically. The subtle movement of galaxies also carries tone. A merging pair communicates urgency through the accelerated arcs of stars and gas, yet even this intensity is tempered by gravity and inertia. A solitary spiral whispers serenity through its steady, rotational flow. You notice the vast differences in character, the variations in pace and force, and you feel connected to them all, as though your mind is a quiet observer in a grand, intergalactic choir. Each galaxy contributes its voice, and altogether, they form a lullaby of motion and light that calms and inspires. You sense your own presence in this cosmic conversation. You are not participating with force, but with attention. Your awareness moves with the arcs of stars, the currents of energy, and the soft gravitational tugs. You realize that observing is itself a kind of dialogue, your mind listening, sensing, and harmonizing with the motions of the universe. The silence between galaxies is filled with meaning. It is the space that allows patterns to emerge, the pauses in which understanding takes root. Even vast distances cannot dilute the clarity of this conversation. Light traveling across millions of light years carries intention, rhythm, and nuance. You follow streams of photons as they reach your mind, bringing stories of formation, collision, and quiet motion. You feel the passage of time differently here. You perceive both the moment of emission and its arrival simultaneously, allowing your consciousness to fold past, present, and future into a single reflective awareness. The universe speaks slowly, but you are able to listen completely. As Andromeda grows closer, its own voice joins the cosmic dialogue. Its spiral arms curl gracefully, stars gliding in arcs that convey stability and rhythm. You sense the galaxy engaging with the surrounding cosmos, contributing to the conversation with motion, light, and energy. The gravitational and energetic currents from Andromeda gently extend outward, touching neighboring galaxies, nudging streams of stars, whispering across space. You feel honored to drift amid this exchange, quietly observing, letting the universe reveal its poetry. The conversation is continuous, uninterrupted, yet each moment offers a different nuance. Streams of stars bend in one direction, clouds of gas shift imperceptibly, and distant collisions echo across space. You feel your mind syncing with this rhythm, thoughts slowing, awareness expanding. There is a calm joy in this awareness, a soft delight in sensing patterns that are too slow, too vast, to see with ordinary perception. You are attuned to the universe's gentle poetry, moving in quiet harmony with its ongoing dialogue. And as you drift in this cosmic conversation, you notice a soft anticipation. The subtle interplay of motion and energy, of light and gravity, is leading you ever closer to understanding how the galaxy itself will speak to you, in ways more intimate and intricate than the distant whispers of streams and nebulae. You sense that the next chapter of your journey will reveal the colors, the subtle motion, and the intimate presence of Andromeda's spiral arms, waiting to enfold you. You begin to notice the colors of the cosmos in a new way, not as a fixed palette, but as gentle expressions of time itself. Light carries stories, and the hue of each star or galaxy whispers a tale of its age, its temperature, and the journey it has traveled. Blue light radiates from young, energetic stars, vibrant yet soft, a quiet pulse of creation. Red light glows from ancient stars, mellow and contemplative, as if the universe itself were breathing slowly and deliberately. You drift among these colors, feeling their presence as a gentle rhythm that guides your mind. The color of a star is not arbitrary. It reflects the physics within. Hotter stars burn blue or white, emitting energy at higher frequencies, while cooler stars radiate red and amber. You imagine touching the soft glow of these stars with your awareness, feeling the warmth of their light, the slow hum of their fusion. Each photon that reaches you has traveled immense distances, carrying not only color but a measure of time. The moment it was emitted, long ago, preserved across space. You sense that every hue is a bridge between past and present, a gentle connection across millions of years. As you move, the colors shift subtly, bending and stretching as they respond to motion and distance. This is the Doppler effect. Light from objects moving toward you appears slightly bluer, while light from those moving away reddens. You feel the movement of galaxies in the way the colors change, a quiet flow of motion encoded in the tones of light. You imagine riding these shifts, drifting along with the flow, experiencing the interplay of velocity, distance, and color as a soothing, meditative dance. You notice the blues first, from young stars burning with energy that has barely begun to dissipate. They hum with vitality, their photons sharp but delicate, stretching across space to meet your consciousness. You sense their vibrancy not as a jolt, but as a gentle excitement, a promise of life and motion, of processes quietly unfolding over millions of years. These blue notes are the music of creation, a soft energy that hums in rhythm with the expansion of the universe itself. Then your gaze drifts toward the reds. Older stars, cooler in temperature, radiate slower, softer light. You sense their patience, the calm wisdom of their age. Red light is a lullaby, soothing in its depth and warmth, speaking of matter that has endured, of fusion that has long since slowed, of photons that have traveled long and far to reach you. You imagine touching these photons with your mind, feeling both their distance and the richness of the time they carry. There is a profound comfort in understanding that even in the vastness of space, processes unfold in harmony and continuity. White light appears in stars of medium temperature, a balance between the extremes of blue and red. These stars hum quietly, steady and dependable. Their photons carry clarity, revealing the structure of galaxies, the paths of interstellar dust, and the delicate shimmer of nebulae. You imagine floating among these white lights, feeling the gentle guidance of their radiance, tracing the invisible lines that connect star to star, galaxy to galaxy, across the silent corridors of space. The colors are also a reflection of distance and motion. Some light has been stretched, redshifted, over millions of years as it moves away from its source. You imagine these photons drifting past you, carrying the slow elongation of time within their hue. Others are blue-shifted, subtly compressed, hinting at galaxies and stars moving closer. Each shift is gentle, a whisper of movement, a reminder that the universe is alive with motion even when it seems still. You sense that color, like gravity, is a language, quietly telling stories of presence, change, and continuity. Time and color are inseparable in your perception. Each hue is a note in a cosmic symphony, a soft vibration that tells you when and where something existed. You feel as if you can read history through light, tracing the life of stars, the evolution of clusters, and the age of galaxies. The photons that reach your awareness carry both the moment they were born and the moment they meet you. You notice how this duality mirrors your own experience of presence and memory, of the past gently meeting the now. You drift among nebulae, clouds of dust and gas illuminated by the stars within or beyond them. Their colors swirl, reds, blues, and soft purples, like brushstrokes in a vast, cosmic painting. You imagine the particles within these clouds absorbing and re-emitting light, adding their own subtle variations, contributing to the overall melody of color and time. You feel the calm, almost meditative patience of this process, noticing that even in seeming chaos, there is rhythm, purpose, and beauty. As you approach Andromeda, the galaxy's spiral arms glow with mixed colors, bright blues of young stars, gentle reds of older populations, and the soft, warm tones of interstellar dust. You feel the gentle gradient of age and energy across the arms, the slow unfolding of motion, matter, and light. Each region speaks differently, yet the tones blend into a harmonious whole. You realize that your journey has led you into this living tapestry, where color is both evidence and expression, a language that carries the universe's history directly to your mind. You notice that light itself becomes a guide, showing not just what exists but how it exists across time. You feel the ebb and flow of cosmic evolution in the subtle shifts of hue, tracing the balance of creation and decay, growth and cooling. Colors are no longer mere appearance. They are a meditation, a rhythm to follow, a way to experience space and time in a sensory, gentle, and intuitive manner. You sense your consciousness moving with the light, blending awareness with the slow, persistent travel of photons across the void. Closing your eyes, you imagine seeing with your mind alone. Blues, reds, and whites form soft constellations of thought, an internal reflection of the universe's palette. You feel that each color is a measure of patience, a whisper of the cosmos, and a gentle reminder of how time stretches across unimaginable distances. Your thoughts slow, your breathing deepens, and sleep begins to edge closer as you drift with the colors, floating in the continuity of light and the rhythm of the universe. And as Andromeda's spiral arms draw nearer, their colors blending into a luminous gradient of youth, age, and energy, you feel the gentle invitation of the galaxy itself. Its hues are more than visual. They are a language, a soft story of matter, energy, and time, ready to guide you deeper into its embrace in the next chapter. The moment arrives. Andromeda unfolds before you, immense and intricate, its spiral arms curling gracefully through space like ribbons of light and shadow. You sense the soft pull of its gravity, a gentle tug guiding your journey inward, not abrupt or commanding, but inevitable and serene. Stars appear closer now, each one glowing warmly, softly, as if welcoming your presence. You drift among them, weightless and quiet, letting the slow embrace of the galaxy guide your mind and body into a rhythm that mirrors its own. Dust lanes curve and twist along the arms, dark and soft against the glow of countless stars. They are the subtle contours of the galaxy, shaping the paths of light and matter with gentle, patient intention. You imagine gliding through these lanes, noticing the interplay of shadow and illumination, the way the dust diffuses starlight into faint, silvery clouds. It is as if the galaxy itself is breathing in slow, steady pulses, and you float along with each gentle motion, attuning to its rhythm, to the quiet life of stars and dust. The spiral arms are not uniform. They ripple with variation. Some regions shine bright with young, energetic stars, blue and white notes of creation, while other areas glow softly with the mellow red and amber of older suns. Nebulae drift like soft pauses between phrases, the gentle punctuation of light and matter. You sense the continuity of these patterns, the slow unfolding of structure, the intimate choreography of gravity shaping billions of stars in harmony. You feel that you are a silent participant in this vast, graceful dance. Your mind wanders along the spiral arcs, tracing their curves as they rotate slowly around the dense galactic core. The core itself hums with concentrated energy, a dense cluster of older stars radiating warmth and light. Its gravity is subtle yet undeniable, guiding the rotation of arms and the orbits of countless stars. You imagine the pull extending outward, gently curving your path, aligning your journey with the natural motion of the galaxy. You feel a soft awe in the elegance of this motion, a quiet comfort in the order and patience of cosmic design. The distances between stars shrink perceptually as you move inward, but there is still an immense vastness. You float through regions where clusters of stars form gentle arcs, almost like lines of poetry, spaced carefully by gravitational rhythm. You imagine reaching out with your awareness, feeling the warmth of starlight, the soft hum of energy in space, and the tender balance that keeps each star in orbit. It is a harmony that spans millions of light years. Yet in this moment, it is tangible, intimate, and inviting. You notice the interplay of light and shadow as you pass through denser regions of dust and gas. Light from stars filters through in delicate patterns, softening the edges of the galaxy and painting space with muted hues. You imagine yourself moving slowly through these filtered beams, each step, each drift, immersed in a quiet glow that guides your attention inward. The galaxy does not hurry. It allows time for observation, for thought, for gentle wonder, and you drift willingly, aligning your inner pace with its expansive, unhurried rhythm. The spiral arms themselves feel alive with motion. You sense stars orbiting their local centers, moving along gentle arcs dictated by gravity. Dust swirls slowly, shaped by energy and the residual motions of stellar nurseries. You drift alongside these motions, feeling the soft undulations as a quiet rhythm that your mind can follow. Even in apparent stillness, there is flow, continuity, and dialogue. The galaxy communicates without words, through movement, color, and structure, and your awareness becomes part of that conversation, attuned to the gentle pulses of motion and light. Nebulae along the arms glow faintly, illuminated from within by young stars forming silently over millions of years. You float past these stellar nurseries, sensing the slow accumulation of matter, the delicate balance between contraction and energy release, between shadow and illumination. Each cloud seems like a whisper, a soft note in the symphony of creation, reminding you that even the smallest pockets of matter carry intention and history. You notice how the universe preserves both process and presence in every corner, in every ripple of gas, in every soft ribbon of dust. As you move closer to the galactic core, you feel gravity more subtly yet distinctly shaping your path. The core does not pull harshly. It coaxes you along, aligning your journey with the natural flow of rotation. You sense the momentum of countless stars orbiting steadily, tracing invisible paths of equilibrium and balance. Your awareness drifts alongside them, feeling the harmony between motion and stillness, between energy and form. And you notice the contrast. The outer spiral arms extend gently into space, diffused and calm, while the inner regions hum with concentrated warmth and steady light, a center of quiet intensity. Andromeda's light has traveled millions of years to reach this moment in your mind. You imagine each photon's journey, stretching across space, carrying with it the weight of history and the gentleness of presence. The galaxy is older than your mind can fully grasp, yet entirely accessible through careful attention and meditative awareness. You sense that observing it this way, slowly and softly, allows the depth of its existence to resonate with your consciousness, a quiet bridge between human curiosity and cosmic time. The galaxy is not just vast, it is intimate. Each spiral arm, each cluster, each streak of dust or gas seems designed to draw you inward, inviting exploration without urgency, offering the luxury of patience and observation. You notice the balance between emptiness and substance, between motion and stillness, and you understand that the galaxy's vastness is not intimidating but comforting. It moves with quiet purpose, creating a rhythm you can align with, a gentle tempo for your mind to drift along with. As you drift through the arms, the sense of awe deepens. The spiral arcs, the clusters, the luminous nebulae, they are all tangible in your imagination, yet serene, unhurried. You feel the calm of presence, the soft patience of the universe, and the intimacy of observing a system older than human thought, yet welcoming your awareness. You are immersed, weightless, in a cosmic embrace, floating along with energy, light, and gravity, attuned to the gentle symphony of Andromeda itself. You drift deeper into the spiral arms, feeling the gentle pull of gravity diminish into the more subtle currents of stellar motion. Here, among the countless stars, you begin to sense a quiet vibration that seems to emanate from each sun itself. It is not sound as your ears know it, but a resonance carried through space, a hum of energy and fusion. Each star pulses steadily, a heartbeat of light and warmth, and you feel your mind attuning to the rhythm, synchronizing with the soft music of creation. Stars are born, they live, and they age in cycles that span millions or billions of years. You sense their histories in the faint vibrations they radiate. Younger stars hum with bright, energetic tones, lively and crisp, their fusion intense yet gentle in the vastness of space. Older stars offer deeper, slower vibrations, a mellow echo of the long, steady processes that have shaped them. Each note is unique, reflecting mass, temperature, and age, yet together they form a chorus that is harmonious and serene. A cosmic symphony you can feel more than hear. The fusion within each star is the source of this quiet music. Hydrogen atoms merge, releasing energy, radiating light that travels across unimaginable distances. You imagine this energy as a gentle pulse, a vibration that extends beyond the star itself, through the surrounding space, reaching out to touch other stars, nebulae, and the interstellar medium. You feel the subtle connectivity of all this energy, a network of resonance that ties the galaxy together. Every fusion reaction is a note in the ongoing composition of Andromeda, and your consciousness drifts among these notes, weightless and calm. Clusters of stars hum together in soft chords. You notice the open clusters, young and loosely arranged, sending a delicate harmony of bright, lively notes into the galaxy. Globular clusters, older and densely packed, emit deeper, richer tones, steady and measured, resonating with the gravity that binds them. You imagine floating among these clusters, sensing the way the vibrations overlap, merge, and ripple outward, creating a rich, multidimensional music that is alive but tender, vast yet intimate. Nebulae, those swirling clouds of gas and dust, add texture to the symphony. They do not hum as stars do, but they shape the notes, filtering light and energy, softening the resonance, and creating pauses in the music. You drift along these clouds, feeling the gentle modulation they introduce, the way they allow the galaxy's song to breathe. In their presence, your mind feels lighter, freer, as if the music itself is a meditation guiding thought and attention to gentle stillness. Each star has its own orbit, a slow, precise rotation around the galactic center. These movements contribute to the rhythm of the symphony, the cadence of energy and mass flowing through the spiral arms. You imagine aligning yourself with this rhythm, floating alongside stars as they trace their arcs, feeling the soft tug of gravity and the subtle momentum of motion. It is a slow, deliberate dance, a choreography that has been in motion long before you arrived and will continue long after, yet it feels intimate, like a living, breathing presence that includes your awareness. You notice the contrast between inner and outer regions. Near the galactic core, stars are more densely packed, their combined hums blending into a steady, warm resonance. In the outer arms, stars are more widely spaced, their notes distinct, airy, and playful. You float along the transition zones, feeling the symphony shift from dense warmth to lighter tones, the music of the galaxy breathing as a whole. It is a balance of complexity and clarity, a rhythm that unfolds without demanding attention, inviting calm observation instead. You begin to perceive the subtle interplay of light and energy as part of the music. Photons emitted from fusion carry not only color but rhythm, a temporal beat that extends across the space between stars. You imagine tracing the path of these photons, feeling the rhythm of emission, the gentle delay of travel, and the soft blending with the vibrations from neighboring stars. Each moment in this symphony is layered with history and presence, creating a music that is as temporal as it is spatial, unfolding slowly across your consciousness. Your mind becomes part of this symphony. You do not merely observe, you resonate. Each gentle vibration from the stars reaches your awareness, aligning your thoughts with the flow of energy and time. Worries and mental noise soften, replaced by a calm attentiveness, a meditative immersion in the quiet music of the galaxy. You float, your mind weightless, moving in harmony with the gentle pulse of light and fusion. aware of the interconnectedness of all these celestial notes. Even vast distances cannot diminish the intimacy of this experience. A star millions of light-years away contributes its subtle tone, its vibration threading through space to mingle with closer companions. You sense that the galaxy is not divided by distance. Each element, near or far, contributes to the whole. And as you drift through this vast symphony, the quiet complexity of motion, energy, and resonance becomes a lullaby, a guide for your mind towards stillness, presence, and gentle rest. You feel the hum of Andromeda's spiral arms, the gentle push and pull of orbiting stars, and the soft vibrations of clusters and nebulae coalescing into a unified song. It is a music that cannot be heard with ears alone. It must be felt, absorbed into awareness. You imagine the galaxy singing directly to you, each star contributing its note, each cluster a chord, each nebula a pause. The melody is infinite, gentle, patient, and profoundly comforting. The symphony is not static. Stars are born and die, clouds swirl, orbits shift subtly over time. Yet the overall music flows without disruption, a continuous composition that has lasted millions of years. You sense that you are part of this continuity, a conscious observer floating along, tuned to the soft vibrations of energy and matter. Even without sight, you perceive the song in your mind, a lullaby of creation, stability, and gentle motion. And as you drift among these harmonies, attuned to the rhythm of light and energy, you feel a soft curiosity for reflection. You begin to notice the depth of the galaxy, its patterns, its history, and the subtle stories each star carries. This awareness becomes a meditation, a quiet preparation for turning inward, to pause and reflect on the journey you have taken across space and time. You drift in the quiet of Andromeda, the spiral arms receding gently behind you, leaving space to notice the subtle threads that connect stars, galaxies, and your own consciousness. Time stretches and folds in this stillness. You feel the immense scale of the universe, both humbling and intimate, as if each photon you observe carries not just light, but the weight of history. You notice the interplay between distance and perception, how light that took millions of years to arrive can now touch your awareness in a single moment, uniting past and present in serene clarity. The vast distances you have traveled feel both expansive and personal. You sense that the journey was not only across space, but through understanding, through a soft attunement to the rhythms and patterns of the cosmos. Gravity, motion, color, and vibration have all communicated their quiet wisdom, guiding your attention and shaping your perception. You reflect on how the universe's processes unfold on scales far beyond human intuition. Yet when observed patiently, they resonate deeply with your mind, offering a form of understanding that is meditative rather than analytical. You feel the cumulative effect of what you have witnessed, the gentle tug of gravity, the slow conversation of galaxies, the color-coded stories of time, and the symphony of stars within Andromeda. Each of these elements, once abstract and immense, now settles into your consciousness as a harmonious whole. You notice how your awareness has expanded, not in size, but in depth, the way a calm lake reflects both the sky above and the unseen currents beneath. There is a softness in knowing, a comfort in connecting with forces far beyond your body and yet intimately present in your perception. Light itself becomes a companion in this stillness. Photons that traveled for millions of years continue their path through your mind, each carrying the gentle imprint of its origin. You imagine tracing the journey of these photons, feeling the stretch of time, the subtle interactions with interstellar matter, and the quiet arrival at your consciousness. Each particle of light is a story, a note in a grand, unending composition, and you feel a tender awareness of being part of this continuum, a single observer in the symphony of existence. Time unfolds differently here. Seconds feel elongated, measured not by clocks but by the slow, deliberate flow of cosmic events. You sense the evolution of stars, the slow rotation of galaxies, and the subtle shifts in nebulae, all of which continue without haste or interruption. Your mind mirrors this cadence, thoughts slowing into a gentle rhythm that matches the pulse of space itself. In this reflection, You realize that patience and observation are forms of participation, and that the universe welcomes attention as a quiet, reciprocal act. You consider the vastness of the journey to Andromeda. Even traveling at light speed, the distance is immense, yet the process of observation, of meditative awareness, compresses that distance into a series of moments filled with insight and serenity. You notice that understanding does not require arrival, only attention, and that curiosity is itself a bridge across space and time. Each moment of reflection is a point along this bridge, connecting what you have seen with what you feel, what you imagine, and what remains unknown. The stillness of the galaxy surrounds you like a gentle cocoon. You feel weightless, suspended in a quiet equilibrium where motion, light, and gravity coexist without conflict. The spiral arms, now distant, leave you with an expansive view of Andromeda's structure, the patterns of star clusters and nebulae, and the subtle currents that guide them. You notice how interconnected everything is, how even the smallest stars contribute to the broader rhythm, and how every subtle movement has meaning, though it unfolds slowly over unimaginable timescales. Reflection deepens as you consider your own place in this continuum. You feel your mind as a participant in the calm observation of cosmic processes, a conscious presence capable of noticing rhythm, pattern, and harmony. Sleep begins to approach gently, a quiet companion to curiosity, and you sense the convergence of awareness, wonder, and relaxation. Your thoughts soften like starlight filtered through nebulae, and the vastness of space becomes a quiet, comforting landscape rather than a source of anxiety or overwhelm. You imagine the next layers of exploration beyond Andromeda, the countless galaxies and cosmic structures that stretch across the universe. Even without seeing them directly, you feel their presence through the patterns you have observed, the laws that govern motion and light, and the gentle hum of space. Curiosity persists, but without urgency. It is a quiet, patient interest, a soft anticipation of future journeys that may never arrive in physical form, yet are fully experienced in awareness. The interwoven threads of distance, time, and light form a tapestry that feels alive yet gentle, complex yet comforting. You sense that the universe's processes are not hurried, that creation and motion continue with patience, and that your mind can resonate with these rhythms even from afar. Each reflection, each breath, each perception is a continuation of the journey, a quiet acknowledgement that observation itself is a form of participation, a meditation in motion. In this moment of stillness, you allow yourself to drift fully into awareness without expectation. The galaxies continue their conversation, stars hum their symphony, and photons travel silently across space, all forming a lullaby for your mind. You feel the calm of curiosity and understanding blending with the approaching ease of sleep. Awareness stretches outward into the cosmos, yet folds inward, carrying both knowledge and serenity in equal measure. You sense the balance of motion and rest, light and shadow, creation and reflection. The journey has not ended. It has simply entered a phase of quiet observation, where the mind can rest while remaining attuned to the ongoing processes of the universe. Even as your consciousness relaxes, you retain the sense of wonder, the awareness of scale, and the gentle curiosity that has guided every step of this journey. You begin to drift away from Andromeda, the spiral arms receding slowly, their luminous hues fading gently into the darkness of space. There is no rush, no sudden shift, only the calm sensation of moving through a vast, familiar expanse. The stars you have observed along the way remain in your mind's eye, each one a soft point of light, a gentle memory of energy and time. You feel the subtle tug of gravity release its pull, allowing your awareness to float freely, unhurried, and serene. The journey back is quiet. You carry with you the reflections, the symphony of stars, and the hues of cosmic time. Each photon that once told the story of Andromeda continues to travel, reaching you not just in observation, but in memory and understanding. You imagine cradling these photons gently, letting their history mingle with your own, forming a bridge between past and present. Your mind drifts along this bridge, weightless and attuned to the calm rhythm of space. Even as you move away, you feel the intimate presence of the galaxy. its vastness does not feel distant or cold. Instead, it leaves a lingering sense of closeness, as if the spiral arms have gently wrapped around your consciousness and are now slowly releasing you. The patterns of stars, nebulae, and dust lanes linger in your awareness, providing a soft, steady backdrop for reflection. You notice how the universe, in its immense scale, communicates care through the continuity and rhythm of its structures. Your perception shifts between the immense and the personal. You sense the vast distances you have traversed, measured in millions of light years. Yet these distances feel softened by the intimacy of attention and reflection. You realize that even the largest scales can be experienced through patience and presence, and that awareness itself becomes a vessel for connecting with the cosmos. Each breath, each quiet thought, becomes a point of alignment with the gentle flow of galaxies and stars you have observed. Time itself seems to stretch and compress as you drift. Seconds and millennia merge in your awareness, a tapestry woven from light and observation. You feel the pulse of the universe mirrored in your own consciousness, a rhythm that is both external and internal. The soft hum of stellar fusion, the gentle motion of clusters, and the quiet expansion of space all blend into a lullaby, guiding your mind toward a state of deep calm. You notice that this state does not demand effort. It arises naturally when observation and reflection align with patience and curiosity. You carry the colors of Andromeda in your mind, each hue a note in a gentle symphony that continues to resonate. The blues of young stars, the reds of ancient suns, and the whites of stars at equilibrium form a palette that soothes and illuminates. You feel these colors as a soft vibration, a sensory echo of the galaxy's history and presence. Even without sight, your mind perceives the interplay of energy, temperature, and time, forming a quiet, meditative understanding that blends seamlessly with the approaching restfulness of sleep. Gravity, once a guiding hand drawing you through the spiral arms, now releases its gentle influence, leaving a soft memory of motion. You feel the continuity of cosmic forces, their patterns lingering in your awareness, like a gentle reminder of order, harmony, and patience. You sense that this release is not an ending, but a transition, an invitation to fold inward, to carry the lessons and observations of the journey into your own mind, and to rest in the rhythm of what has been discovered. The universe whispers its quiet wisdom as you drift farther from the galaxy. The patterns of light, motion, and energy remain, accessible to memory and imagination. You reflect on the journey. The vast expanses crossed, the gentle tug of gravity, the dialogue of galaxies, and the symphony of stars within Andromeda. Each element of the journey contributes to a holistic understanding that is experiential rather than conceptual, a calm awareness that nurtures wonder and introspection. Sleep begins to draw nearer, a companion to your reflection. Your body rests in its familiar place, while your mind floats freely between here and the far reaches of space. You feel the soft weightlessness of consciousness moving through the echoes of galaxies and stars, cradled by the gentle rhythm of the universe. Each memory of light, color, and vibration becomes part of the lullaby guiding you toward rest, a melody that is infinite yet intimate, vast yet soothing. You sense the interplay of distance and attention. Even the longest journey, across light years and millennia, is measured not solely by physical scale but by the depth of observation, the care of awareness, and the quiet patience of curiosity. You realize that the act of noticing, reflecting, and attuning yourself to cosmic rhythms has been as significant as the imagined traversal of space. Each moment of mindful engagement has brought you closer to both the universe and yourself, creating a bridge between wonder and serenity. In this gentle return, you notice how the universe remains present in subtle ways. Patterns of motion, light, and energy continue without interruption, yet they leave a tender imprint on your consciousness. You carry them with you, not as data or facts, but as quiet companions, as soft reminders that the cosmos is always ongoing, always alive, and always capable of inspiring curiosity and calm. You feel the continuity between the external vastness and the internal stillness, each informing the other, each expanding and contracting in gentle harmony. The final moments of the journey are neither abrupt nor dramatic. You imagine crossing the invisible threshold between the imagined expanse and the familiar surroundings of your own mind. Yet the sense of space, of light, and of cosmic rhythm lingers. You sense that this journey, though it has reached a form of completion, continues in memory, in reflection, and in the gentle awareness that curiosity and observation create. The universe has not ended. It has simply become a part of your mind, a soft presence accompanying you into rest. As you allow your awareness to fold inward, sleep envelopes you gradually. You feel the quiet, luminous presence of distant stars, the soft pull of galaxies, and the gentle resonance of cosmic motion as companions in your descent into rest. Your body and mind are aligned with the rhythms you have observed, carrying the calm, attentive energy of the journey into the quiet landscape of dreams. There is no rush, no finality, only the enduring presence of the universe within and around you.